You need to be where your feet are. Body, mind, and spirit, right? Don't just physically be there going through the motions. Like, create the moment, own the moment, live on purpose. It's the most beautiful way to live life. And that's where you're going to get the richness and the badassness of life if you're living the moment. And so it feels purposeful. It feels universal. It feels evergreen. You know, there's so many ways to the top of the mountain.
From the studio of Rule 29, I'm your host, Justin Ahrens, and this is Design Of, a storytelling exploration featuring interviews with known and unknown extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. And for this, our 29th episode, I'm humbled and excited to share with you my interview with Olympic volleyball legend Kerri Walsh Jennings. This episode is easily one of my favorites, not because I got to meet a 5-time Olympian or check out her Olympic medals, 3 of which are gold and 1 bronze, by the way, but because my conversation with Kerri felt like 2 old friends getting together and talking about life and what motivates them. Kerri is one of the most authentic, transparent, and humble individuals I have ever met. And her hunger to be her best self on and off the volleyball court is what I think makes her legendary. Enjoy the show. What is that first volleyball memory? As far as you can go back, what is that like? Who is it? What year? What are you doing?
Man, 5th grade. I was 10 years old. It was the fall at St. Mary's Grammar School in Los Gatos, California. After school practice, my mother was there. My best friends were there. And I feel like I was constantly smiling and holding my breath in anticipation of this really fun thing I was about to try for the first time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so
I can remember the gym. I can remember the smell.
Tell me more.
Well, it's just, so Los Gatos, California is like heaven on earth. It's the town I grew up in, and I've just spent my life there, and it's just a small town Americana set in the Redwoods and the Santa Cruz Mountains, and St. Mary's. My brother went to school there. My little sisters went to school there. Currently, my nieces and nephews go to school there, so it's full circle. But my parents were my first coaches and everything, and they have been the biggest driver in the belief in myself, in my pursuit of excellence, because of the sacrifices they made for me to do all these things, and for the belief they instilled in me, and for the belief they carried when I didn't have it in myself for me. And so when I think of St. Mary's, I just think of the start of it all, and it was so exciting. And it felt like it was a whole new world that was opening up to me because of that first day in 5th grade at the gym.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So, 10 years old, then you went on to play volleyball and basketball.
Archbishop Mitty.
In high school, right?
In San Jose, yeah.
I think this is right. You won state championships in both?
Yeah. I think 3 times we made it in volleyball. Okay. We won. Basketball, I believe we went 3 times, but only won once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So for those of you who don't know, she's squinting her eyes. She's still kind of pissed about that.
Well, basketball is such a love-hate thing for me. Yeah. I felt really bad at it. I didn't feel great.
You felt great on volleyball?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt more willing, I was just going to say, I felt more willing to experiment. Like basketball, I just, when you kind of get something a little bit more naturally, like you're a little more free. Basketball, I felt like everything was hard for me.
So you
the fundamentals were
hard.
Yeah. So like I wasn't the best dribbler. I didn't have the best shot, but I was fast and I worked my butt off and I wanted to win. So those were my kind of strengths.
Were you tall then too?
I was, for sure. I was center. I was probably like, 5 or 6 feet, probably 6'1" by the time I graduated, and probably like $120. Like I got my ass kicked every game, like by these big girls. But I loved it. It made me stronger mentally and physically, and it was really good cross training.
It has to be some good cross training.
It was the best, in this day and age when everyone's playing 365 one sport, and you see burnout, you see kids who are retiring from sports at 13. It breaks my heart. Yeah. And I think one of the reasons why I have been able to play for so long now, 30 years in one sport, is because I grew up playing many sports. My parents always left me wanting more because it didn't overrun my life, and I had seasons for everything. There's baseball season, there was volleyball season, basketball season, and now I feel like it's just one season and everyone's always in season, and that's not sustainable.
So were your parents stud athletes?
Studs.
Or were they?
Oh my God. Yeah. It gives me chills actually to say that. So I grew up, my mom's one of 8, all ridiculous. 6 girls, 2 boys. Her father passed away when I was 2. So there, my Nana raised, them, and she's just the ultimate matriarch, lioness, gnarly, all very feisty, competitive. My father's one of 4 boys, and his dad played baseball, and he was a stud. He played in the San Francisco Seals organization.
Wow.
My dad played AAA for the A's. He was a pitcher and first base. My mom played collegiate volleyball and soccer at Santa Clara. But growing up, I got to watch them compete in the gnarliest co-ed softball games, bowling tournaments, all these things, and they would show up, Justin, with only the intention to win and to kick ass and to almost make the other team suck on it. It was so crazy, but they did it with so much joy and intensity, and they really were my first role models of you can want something so bad and be so pissed off to win, but also find so much joy.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've brought that into my life because it was modeled for me. There were fights that I witnessed between my aunts and uncles, and it was gnarly.
I was going to ask you, family barbecues had to be insane.
So insane.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Just the pickup games that happened there are so many collegiate athletes in my family. My Aunt Maureen, she is the all-time leading scorer still. She played in the 80s at Pepperdine University for basketball. Wow. Male or female. Wow. Gnarly. And I have so many cousins who played multiple collegiate sports.
In the 80s. Gosh, they didn't even have 3-pointers yet either. I don't think
know.
in the 80s. I don't think that was. Maybe my
that's
my clock is off, but I bet you. So that makes her even more badass
sure.
If there's no 3-pointers.
Well, she's badass.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I was just surrounded in this environment my entire life. I have a big brother that certainly put me on my path.
Did he beat on you?
Oh, every day. Yeah. And he let me come too, which was really nice.
Oh, that's good.
He didn't push me away.
See, my youngest, I have 4. I have 2 girls and bookend girls and then 2 boys.
Oh.
So my little baby,
my
13-year-old, she's like my wife.
Oh.
They're just animals.
Wise.
Yeah, when it comes to, and they do not like to lose. Losing is more acceptable, I think, if you're playing and you play really well and you just get beat.
Sure.
I think you
there's a way to lose.
You can accept it better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we've learned that yet.
Well, we grow into things at our own
time. My wife's one of 6.
Okay.
I have a half brother, half sister.
Uh-huh.
They're full to me, but I didn't really grow up with them. 10 plus years apart.
Oh.
So the fact that they're so tight is really nice.
It's a tribe.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's
so
beautiful. Good. I grew up, I didn't even need friends because I had my 3 other siblings, and then I had my cousins. I was just surrounded by family constantly, and there's so much love. And when you're grown up, or when you grow up in that environment, man, I just feel like it gives you so much freedom to be you and to find yourself. Sometimes it could probably be limiting.
Yeah.
But I haven't found it to be.
There's definitely a lot of solid fights and also good times that happen.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But the fights create intimacy and depth.
Yeah.
So it's not, if you're living there and if you're fighting constantly and people are jerks, that's one thing. But, that's a sibling's job.
No, I feel pretty blessed that they seem to get along. So you go to Stanford, which, by the way, I know you're a huge fan, obviously, because you went there. But to me, in my mind, that's got to be one of the best schools in the U.S.
Yeah, we can get rid of the gotta be one of that.
There we go.
I think it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Well, you're a California girl, plus you're there, and it's a great volleyball school.
It's magical.
Yeah. And how many championships you won there?
We won twice, and we went 3 times. This theme in my life. My senior year, we made it to the finals, and we got our ass kicked. Literally, Penn State. And that was the start of this, championship run for Penn State. We opened up a beast.
Okay.
So I feel a little bit responsible for that.
And, not to put a wedge in between us, but I am a Big Ten fan.
Okay.
But if I was to root for a Pac-12 team, Stanford would be one of them.
The rivalries are so fun.
Yeah.
Man, I love it. I'm a San Francisco Giants girl, and I was raised to hate the Dodgers, but I lovingly hate them.
Yeah.
I don't want them to win, ever.
Yeah.
But I will root for them, I guess, if they make it to the World Series.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. Actually, I won't.
No,
I just totally lied.
Yeah.
I tried to because now I live in LA.
And I tried to root for the Sox, and they went, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, they're different leagues, though.
I know,
that's almost
still
possible.
Yeah,
I know, I hear you.
Yeah.
But my husband gets mad at me because we live in LA, and he's like,
is he a Dodger fan?
No.
Okay.
But he doesn't want my kids to be Dodgers haters. No, I don't. And I don't want that either, but it's in my blood.
Yeah. All right, so you're in college, and I don't think a lot of people know this. You've been to 5 Olympics.
5 Olympics,
and
yes.
So the first one you went to, if I remember right, you played on the indoor team and came in 4th?
Yes. That'll piss you off too.
Yeah. By the way, I feel like I'm a downer with all my questions. Kerri, why have you failed so many times?
How did you win so much? You listened
but I mean, did you have any idea then when you went that you were going to switch to sand volleyball?
Gosh, no.
How did that happen?
You know, so indoor volleyball was my life for 12 years, and it was like literally my love. I never imagined myself walking away from that sport on purpose. I had lived an experience at my first Olympics in Sydney in 2000 that just kind of broke my heart for the game. To make a long story short, there was a false positive doping test, and my federation said, "You're on your own. We can't support you. You should go home." And it really broke my heart because it's my team. I wasn't allowed to tell my team what I was going through. I had to pretend I was hurt, like crazy things that kind of hurt your soul. And so my parents worked really hard to get me to be able to play in Sydney, and I did. It was just basically an anomaly that happened.
I don't remember that.
It was gnarly. Yeah, it wasn't publicized. Okay. I have so much sympathy now for people who are involved in doping because the system is not perfect, and the athletes are assumed guilty.
I must say the problem is like when you hear someone, it's not innocent to proven guilty.
No,
I feel like even as a fan, I'm like, oh, it's a bummer.
Totally, and there are plenty of people who are cheaters, and plenty of countries who are known for that, but I'm not that, and America is largely not that, and my sport certainly is not that. And so it was really disheartening, but it led me to be open to playing beach volleyball. I'm a homebody. I love my family. I didn't want to go make a living playing overseas, and that's what you have to do to make a living indoor. Beach volleyball, there was a domestic tour, and there was the international tour that would allow me to chase my Olympic dreams. And I wanted to go back to the Olympics, and I wanted to win gold, and so that fourth place in Sydney kept me hungry, and the heartbreak that happened in Sydney pushed me to be open to the beach volleyball platform, which changed my life.
So is it possible, and again, who knows, it's all speculation, of course, is it possible if that doesn't happen, you don't switch to beach volleyball?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I mean, yeah, I never look at life that way. Yeah. I just feel like my life keeps making sense, it really does. And I don't know, it's just like, one of the percentages that I had my heart broken was wondering what the hell was going to come up next, and then Misty May, the best player to ever play beach volleyball, was looking for a partner more her age. And we knew each other, and our parents met each other in the Sydney Olympics and had a conversation, and they said, "Hey, you guys should talk." And that was the start of everything, so
awesome.
I know, it's crazy, and it was all so casual, and then the first day trying out with Misty, I was literally on the verge of a panic attack. We end up playing against two guys. One of them ends up to be my future husband. Like, what is this stuff,
Wow.
So life, I believe, always makes sense.
Okay, you set me up into a question here.
Okay.
It's going to put you at odds with your husband.
That's okay. It's not the first time.
Him at his peak and his partner, and you at his peak and your partner, which I'm just going to assume to make it easy so you don't have to pick. Let's say you and Misty at your peak. You play 10 times.
They beat us every time.
Really?
100%. Yes. The best guys in the world playing the best girls in the world in any sport, the guys are going to win. To me, it doesn't mean they're better. Yeah. It's hard. It's a hard, nuanced thing. Yeah. Because Misty and I believe we're the best that's ever been, male or female, and I believe that, and I mean that so humbly because there's so many amazing people.
Yeah.
But I believe we're the best. But if you put us against even like mid-level guys, like bigger, faster, stronger, it's just not going to happen. It's just not. And I've played my husband one-on-one for the past 18 years, and I've never beat him, trying my hardest. And every time I almost beat him, he goes, "Babe, I'm like instinctively, I'm holding back a little bit." And I'm like, "You asshole!
That
How
has to
dare
just fire you up."
But then, I was like, "You are? Yeah. How dare you?" But then, in reality, of course, he is. It's just one of those things.
If you want to, I'll cut this out. So
it's hard to talk about.
Yeah.
But I believe that. I believe Serena versus Federer. Federer's going to kick her ass.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, and I honestly don't believe it means that they're necessarily better.
Right.
I just think, when it comes to strength and all these things, the guys have a huge advantage.
I don't know about you, but when I watch the Olympics, I sometimes imagine myself winning a gold medal, and I try to think what it must be like to be on top of that podium, have my hand over my heart, the national anthem plays, and the flag slowly raises to the top. I think that would be amazing. And of course, I would be crying like crazy. I also didn't realize that that's one of the hardest questions for Kerri to answer. And as a repeat Olympian and a repeat Olympic champion, the pressure for her was crazy intense.
So Athens was just like, literally, imagine your kids on Christmas morning when they're 8.
Yeah.
Just the purest joy, and there's an innocence about it, and you're just like, holy shit, this just happened. Oh my God. Just so many beautiful, positive things. Misty and I winning in 2004, we were largely ignorant and naive about everything. We were dominating, we were supposed to win, we won, we had fun, we were playful. Fast forward 2008, getting on the podium, it was a sigh of relief. Like, it wasn't like this joy that was overwhelming. It was a deeper emotional, thank goodness. We were still dominating at the time.
Because you felt pressure?
Because we felt more pressure, yes. And I had lived that quadrennial leading up to the Olympics with only one focus in mind, and that was 4 years from now, on day 1 of the quad, I'm focused on winning gold in August on this day in Beijing, and that's the only thing I focused on for 4 years. And I almost lost my marriage. I was disconnected with myself. We won more than anyone has ever won in a row in the sport, yet after we won that gold medal, I was just so depressed afterwards. And my husband did not like me. And my life had fallen apart. And then fast forward 4 more years, winning gold in London. It was more akin to the joy, the pure joy of Athens. But I had done it as a mommy. Misty and I had done it 3 times in a row. She was going to retire. So there was this profound, beautiful emotion where it was like the gravity of the situation was fully understood. And
by the way, as a viewer, London felt like just a totally rad Olympics.
They did a great job.
Yeah.
And our venue, the Horse Guards Parade, was incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, London was rad. Rio was rad. We got bronze.
Yeah.
Nothing like winning gold.
Yeah.
I mean, there is something very special, and it's the ultimate goal to stand on top of the podium with your hand on your heart looking at your beautiful flag. Because when I go and compete, whether it's a normal tournament, like I was just in Moscow, or at the Olympic Games, I picture Team Red, White, and Blue. I picture our amazing country of badasses behind me, and I bring you all with me. And so to fall short and to be looking at the German flag up there, my heart in Rio, much respect to those girls who I really appreciate and respect. But going into Tokyo, I want it to be America on top because of Brooke and I, not because of another American team,
Right.
because of Brooke and I. And I feel like that's a great way to represent my country and my family.
Of course, after that question, I also had to ask,
Do you feel, this is going to be a weird question, but do you feel all of us rooting for you
Yes.
and wanting you to win?
Yes, I do. And when I'm at my best, when I'm just in the moment, that is a beautiful fuel. When I'm feeling vulnerable, I attract the fear in people too,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. Like, that's why I want to be so autonomous in my life, and I want to be unconditional in my confidence. I want to be unconditional in my joy, and that means it has to come from within, So it's a beautiful blessing to know I'm so supported. We're so supported with everyone in America cheering for us, or not, but it has to come from within. But the fact that I am an American and I love our country more than I could ever say, and I'm so proud of us, faults and all, because I know what we're made of, I know what we're founded upon, and I know that we want to be the best version of us, and we're going to get there, and we're going to keep getting there. That makes me prouder than anything. Yeah.
okay, now that it's been so long after Rio, how do you really feel?
Well, okay. There's so many things to this answer. I'm grateful. I hate that we lost. I hate that we lost because I had a bad night. I hate it. I always hate it. The shame is gone. The embarrassment is gone. The fuel that provided is very much on point and alive in me today. And I believe I had to go through that bullshit, that crumbling of the athlete, the gamer, the clutch player that I prided myself on being. I feel like I had to go through that to take myself to the next level. It's a bummer I brought my partner along with me. It's a bummer that I, blew it for USA, for my family, all these things. That's the hardest part, once I got over my ego.
And are those true, or are those things you put on yourself?
I mean, they're true to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
no one's made me feel that way. Never. That's just me. Because you're on my team.
Yeah.
I look at my family, my country is on my team, and I lost. We lost because of me. So, but however, I'm just pissed off at this point. And I keep saying this. Like, there was a football athlete who's like, I'm so pissed off for greatness.
The pissed off for greatness reference that Kerri has is when Ray Lewis, Baltimore Ravens' incredible linebacker, went to speak to Stanford's men's basketball team before a big game. Here is an excerpt.
Because every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. So now you got to go out and show them that I'm a different creature now than I was 5 minutes ago. Because I'm pissed off for greatness. Because if you ain't pissed off for greatness, that means you're okay with being mediocre. Ain't no man in here okay with being just basic. So let's do what we do tonight. We ain't got to worry about taking no breaks.
And I am so fucking pissed off for greatness, and I am getting better, and I'm a sponge right now, and I'm so open to critique and to people giving me insight to elevate my game. And the fear that I lived in for 3 years prior to this year because we lost and it was my fault is gone. And so now I'm just like, F it, whatever you got, give it to me. I'm going to turn it into my own, make it and help it to make me and us golden. I'm playing more empowered than I have in forever. And it feels really fucking good. And I'm not perfect, and I make so many mistakes, but I'm not holding myself to the standard of perfection because that was shattered. And I wasn't perfect before.
Yeah.
But it was just this crumbling of this persona that I had that I didn't know I had, you know? And now I just feel like the best is yet to come. It feels really, really good.
I love it. Are you tired of people saying that they were so blown away and that was a great match, that bronze match? Because I think the bronze match, if I remember right, you played the Brazilians?
Yeah.
And everyone thought that was going to be the gold medal match.
Yes. On paper, it should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great match still.
It was rad. And we were getting our ass kicked for a game and a half.
And then the momentum changed.
And then, yeah, you just kind of don't give up, you know?
Yeah.
You don't give up. And this game, all sports, it's such a game of momentum. Life is such a game of momentum. And what you focus on, you're going to, like, put yourself in the momentum that way. And at some point, we made this crazy defensive play in the bronze medal match, and that shifted the entire momentum. The match the night before, the semifinal, I was waiting for that one play to shift the momentum. It never came. But the expectation was that it would show up, and it just never happened. So to come back and win, I'm never sick of people saying that was a great match. I'm very honored by that. I believe the American spirit was on full display that night because we don't give up, and we always believe, and we can win ugly and be grateful for it, you know. And we did it together, and that makes me very proud.
Gosh, you make me want to run through a wall right now.
Oh, fuck, I know. I'm like
Let's
ready to go work out.
I'm ready to get on my bike and just start busting them out.
Now that Kerri and I have spent some time together, I felt like I had to mess with her a little bit because she's the greatest beach volleyball player and one of the best Olympians ever.
You've like, hey, someday I want to be the Michael Jordan of basketball, or use that example. And I'm like, you do realize if Michael Jordan was trying to play volleyball, he'd want to be the Kerri Walsh Jennings of volleyball. I mean,
hope so.
Seriously.
I hope so. Yeah, you know, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to diminish myself when I say stuff like that. I just truly find inspiration in almost everything.
Yeah.
Like, I swear to you, even like the shitty stuff. I see and I sense inspiration because I just feel like there's so much behind things, you know, and even the hardest things in life and the greatest things in life, the people with the hardest edge and the most beautiful souls, there's so much love, you know, and divinity in them. And I kind of see that. You know, but I do want to be my own version of Michael Jordan, and I'm not done. And I really do. I just told Larry Harper
Also,
outside.
love that you put that out there too.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I told Larry, I was like, he's like, how you feeling? Like, you hungry? I'm like, he's like, do you doubt? I was like, I have no doubt that Brooke, my partner, and I are going to go to the Olympics, and I have no doubt that we're going to kick ass. And yet, we're not at the top. We're not winning consistently. But I have no doubt. And I also said, I have to give myself permission to put it out there that I want to win a gold medal. The end result matters to me. I want to kick ass. I want to be the best there's ever been. And I need to be comfortable saying that, because if I'm hedging my bets and be like, I don't want to be, you know, conceited or condescending, like, I'm not going to get there.
Yeah.
So I need to fully put it out there with an exclamation point that I want to be the greatest ever. I want to do what's never been done. And I do want to do it with all the humility and respect in my heart that I have for the competition who's going to require me to be the best I've ever been. I guess I want to say, to clarify, the greatest ever, right? It'll come because we won. And the winningest ever are the greatest ever.
Yeah.
You know, and the essence of Michael Jordan made him special. The titles for sure helped him become this legendary transcendental person in a sport, but the essence of him was what was so special, combined with the wins. And I feel like I can do that, and I want to do that.
One of the things that's infectious about Kerri Walsh Jennings is her outlook on life, and I really wanted to find out more about where she was at and what she was working on.
One of the things I feel is present with you is you're incredibly self-aware, or I feel like you're really working hard on that.
I am.
And I look at you as a very non-dualistic person.
Oh, yes.
So how does that resonate with you?
100%. No, excuse me. I have a cold from Russia.
That's right.
No, I don't believe in duality. I mean, I believe in the duality completes us, so it's more monoism and all these things. And I aspire to be self-aware because I aspire to be autonomous in my life. And the more self-awareness I have of my weaknesses, of my strengths, of who I want to be, where I want to go, the higher the chances are that I can live this beautiful life that I really believe in. It's so funny. So I just got back from Russia, and at the end of the tournament, they gave out some awards, and one of them was a Fair Play Award. And I received it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. And I turn around, and my partner's laughing that I got it, and so is another girl on the podium. They're like, ha ha ha, like, I can't believe Kerri got this. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm a nice person. What are you talking about? And I made them explain themselves. And they're like, Kerri, well, let me just put it this way. You like to score points aggressively. And I was like, okay, so I have something to work on.
Do you, though?
What?
Let me push you on that. Do you have something to work on? Or is that just your intensity of a champion? Like, you want to win, right?
Are you kidding? I have everything to work on. Within everything that I'm great at, there's so much to work on. Within every weakness, there's so much to work on. So, but certainly my character and how I show up in this world and how I make people feel in this world is very important to me. And if people are laughing because I won a character-based award, I clearly have things to work on. But what I do love is that both girls, my partner and my friend Anouk, they see me for who I am, and they know what's behind my intensity, which is the desire to win and the desire to be great.
Yeah, I guess my point was more of you can have great integrity and be a fair player, but still be crazy intense.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes. And I think the best do that.
Yeah.
If some athletes or competitors in any market are a-holes and they're dominating, it's not, I don't know, that's not, people don't look up to that, and that's not sustainable. I think you're not going to be great for a long time if you're an a-hole. But I do have a-hole in me, and I'm working on. By the way, okay, thank you. I know it'll come out.
I'm counting on it, but I know since we're in high school, we're trying to keep it.
We're at a Catholic high school right now, but
principal's office.
I know, and God is everywhere. So, but I really appreciate that you picked up on that. Like I do. I care about being self-aware. And the non-duality part that you picked up on, absolutely.
With Kerri's positivity, I just love her perspective on people around her and her community.
Well, and I firmly believe in the law of attraction, and like attracts like, and whatever frequency we're putting off is what we're attracting into our lives. So the fact that you're running with amazing humans like Mike Irwin and Larry Harper, and that I'm here sitting with you, I humbly feel very honored, because it's like all of the great stuff in my life is because of the people I'm surrounded by. I do my part, and I show up and I give everything I have, good and bad, but it's the people who make it worthwhile, and the people who bring out the greatness in me and believe that I have more than I believe in myself. And so to have this platform on your podcast, which I love podcasts, it's such an intimate way to learn from other people. I'm just so grateful to be here, so thank you.
With all that's going on in Kerri's life, she's now starting her own business with her husband, pro beach volleyball player Casey Jennings. Their goal is to elevate the game through online and offline instruction, motivation, and training. But perhaps most powerfully, they want to strive to inspire all the people it reaches.
So P1440, there's 1,440 minutes in the day. And this is my favorite part. I learned this in marriage counseling with my husband. You only get 1,440 minutes in a day. And in this marriage counseling session, it was literally like a punch in my gut, being like, Kerri, you're wasting your life. You are not taking care of your minutes. And so when we were trying to think of this company that we wanted to revolutionize the sport, that we wanted to hold sacred, what it takes to become the best at anything, time is at the top of the list. So P1440 is just that. We're trying to inspire people to live on purpose, to own the moment, to be their best selves. And we do that by celebrating the sport, by getting physical, by being mindful in our choices, whether it's nutrition, social media, anything that we're inputting our body is gonna put us in one direction, either good or bad. So we're trying to inspire people to live in the moment, and we want to plant those seeds in the young ones. Strive for greatness. It's within you. Surround yourselves by people and things that are going to help you get your greatest self out there, and it feels really good. Good job.
Thank you, Kerri, for squeezing this hour in for me after getting off a plane just a few hours earlier from Russia. This interview took place between her landing in the States after a grueling tournament and dedicating a beach volleyball court to an inner-city LA Catholic school. Kerri, you are a legend and the type of Olympian that does our country proud, but you are even more an amazing human. For what it's worth, the Aarons will be rooting you on. Go USA. I'd also like to thank Sleeping at Last for being the soundtrack to our show. For more on Ryan and his music, please go to sleepingatlast.com or search for Sleeping at Last wherever you get your music from. And to Design Of's audio engineer, Steve Wick, who loved this episode just so he could watch his favorite Olympic movie, Eddie the Eagle.
You're like gum on my shoe. You never gave up. I mean, you're going to give up now? At the Olympics? This is your moment. You're Eddie the Eagle, man.
I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did making it. If so, please give us a ranking on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast from. Tell others about our show and stay tuned for the next episode. Please follow us on Twitter at Design Of Podcast and check out our site at rule29.com/Design Of Podcast. See you next episode.